Hi, everybody. This is Paperclip. So, what I want to talk about today is why Russia and China will probably win the war if we go into a big war, because there is so much corruption in the United States that from defense contracts being siphoned off, from politicians taking bribes, from uh, American politicians getting paid off by the Chinese. Okay, that's just ridiculous. Like, how is that not treason? All right, we have our Ivy League scientists. They're taking money from the Chinese. We have people who are supposed to be inspecting the metal on our submarines. They're all full of it. You know, this country, if you look at some of the Maxine Waters, Nancy Pelosi's, the AOC's, and a lot of the Republican politicians, these people are spoiled brats, okay? And that's who we have in charge. Now, when it comes to our military, I think the Marine Corps probably hires real deal people, but some of the other branches, it's political appointees. There's quotas. You're not getting the best people that you need. On the other hand, I'm feeling like Russia, okay? They were invaded by the Nazis. They didn't forget what that did. They're going to protect their borders. They're going to protect their country at all costs. They're not going to put their best friend in charge of the military. They're not going to have incompetent leaders running units, okay? They're not going to go through World War II again. We've never really suffered here in the US. So we don't have that same sense of urgency and the need for competence. You need competent leaders. You don't need people who are friends, people who passed the SAT, who got the highest grade on a book. You need people who are very competent and able to fulfill tasks. And it sucks because we've been in America with all this freedom for so long that I think it's just made everything soft. Everything's about a payoff. Everything's about uh, what political party that you're in. Uh, can I get a bribe from here? Can we pass a bill from there? There's no real national pride anymore. It's almost like America has become like this big melting pot with no loyalties. Um, when you catch somebody doing treason, you would think that they would get hung, but nothing's happening. You have a compromise, probably FBI, CIA. Um, can you really trust the judges? You can't speak and say what you want anymore openly. There's certain topics. It's almost like a stair step. It makes me think of, what I've read about when the Germans went after the Jews in World War II. They didn't start by rounding them all up the first day. It stair stepped. First, you couldn't sit at park benches, and then you couldn't work in these professions, and then stair step, get on the train. You're going to Auschwitz, and it looks like that we're going down that road. And I'm starting to think that Russia's technology has surpassed us. 20 years ago, who could mess with the United States Navy aircraft carrier? Nobody. The power was outrageous. Think about an aircraft carrier in Vietnam. Who could touch that? Nobody. We were putting people into space. Our jet fighters were the most advanced in the world. Even Europeans couldn't even mess with us. But now, when you look at it, 50 years later, 30 years later, 20 years later, we've let our we've let corruption take hold of our military. There's no reason. How can one woman fake the results for the subs? How did that not go through like a five-person process? We, I mean, those are some of our most valuable assets. If the world goes to hell, those subs are what's going to be what saves us or avenges us. So That's why I think that China and Russia would probably win because we would pick people with a low IQ who have connections to lead the war, and that would be a disaster. Paperclip out. Talk to you later.